afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Propaganda Review, this time covering some of the new, latest Commander additions to the game. Spooky. Yes, we got two new commanders. We got the Heavy Cavalry and we got Feuersturm. Ooh, terrible naming convention. Spooky. But that's not what we really in the end to discuss there, though. I gotta say Feuersturm was bad. Not as bad as it could have been, but close. Anyways, we've got basically two commanders. Of course, the question you want to know, are they worth it? Looking at Heavy Cavalry, I mean, short version, very much, yes. Long version, it's pretty much shock rifle, except better. You got the ability to lay down mines, sandbags with the rifleman. You got smoke barrages to cover up any MGs or packs, though at 50 munitions, though it is a bit expensive. Of course, you're not going to use it any sort of MG willy-nilly, but say, your opponent plonks down a few packs in the same spot. Good smoke target, your opponent has a really nasty MG, smoke target, and so on there. Really, that can really help you on a lot of tight spots and can allow you to really pull off some successful assaults, even a good defense. And again, nullify an opponent who clusters his support elements too close together. Then at 3 CPs you get ranges, 400 manpower, upgrades to submachine guns. They can kill a lot of guns and they're quite durable, they can do a lot of damage, and they also veterans you up quite fast. They're pretty damn good. So, I mean, that only sort of really helps this command. And then we got combined arms, basically buffs your infantry and vehicles as long as they're close together, longer line of sight, more range for the vehicles, more rate of fire for the infantry. That's pretty damn good. And then you'll finally get the American heavy tank, the M26 Pershing. Nothing like a Tiger can't slug out, but it's fast, it's mobile, it's got one hell of an ability, and it's pretty accurate. It's pretty damn good, and it costs 600 manpower, 230 fuel overall. This is a pretty good doctrine for anyone. I mean, it really just opens up for lots, well, several playstyles, really. Do you want to use infantry vehicles a lot, even say several Stuarts? Combined arms. You got smoke there to help, you got mines, you got ranges, you got Pershing. I mean, really can offer a lot of playstyles. You'll be seeing a lot of this. And of course, it'll most likely just end up being used like shock rifle. That is, you go for ranges, you go for some Pershings, you might throw some smoke from time, but for some combined arms probably won't be used. But again, it is a very strong, very flexible doctrine. It can really do a lot for you, and generally if you get the most out of it, you just use every single ability you try to, you will probably end up doing a ton to your opponents. I mean, really, this is a good one for 1 versus 1s and larger team games. This is just good. And of course, we're probably seeing a lot of it. If someone are trying to just play straight for a person and nothing else, go for the medium arm as quickly as you can, punish them that way, That's the best suggestion. Anyways, good. There are going to be very few people there who don't think going to get anything out of it. So really, absolutely good. Over to the Oberkommando West. Feuersturm. It could have been Firewolf, which just sounds like something out of a really bad anime, but thankfully we didn't go for that route. Praise be. Feuersturm, almost as bad, but still a bit better. But what do we actually get here? We get Thorough Salvage. Wow, that's a really great way to start out. That's basically the same from Scavenge. Alright, but nothing groundbreaking and nothing that really dictates any particular playstyle. I suppose help with some of the abilities which are rather munitions intensive. That's one thing about the doctrine. It is very munitions intensive. You got Flammenwerfers, flamethrower upgrades for Sturm Pioneers. It seems to sort of help them a bit, but at the same time sort of dropping combat effects on the range. It's a bit more... It might help, it might not. It really depends on the situation. It's 60 munitions, which rather means it's more expensive than any other flamethrower, really. Then you got recruit losses, infantry spammers, and top problem helpful. Again, I mean, it can generally help. It's 80 munitions, you get 20 manpower back for every sort of unit lost. It can sort of make up for things, make it so engagement for something you have to attack a little less costly. But I imagine someone just use sort of blob up and sort of charge away. You can probably punish them pretty severely for that enough. But, I mean, it has its uses. But again, it sort of plays into a bit sort of a munitions-intensive style, so it's a bit tricky. Then you get the Flampanzer 38 headset, which that been a proper headset, but, currently it's 280 manpower, 100 fuel, same cost as an Ostwind, same CPs, less effect in a sense. I mean, it just doesn't do a lot at the moment. It needs a damage pouch. You can also upgrade with a machine gun, which is really also the only flamethrower unit in the game that can be upgraded with a machine gun. it just doesn't do a lot. It's not completely uselessly bad, but it lacks a bit there. It lacks a bit, and it needs a buff. It needs a buff. Enough. We don't want, of course, the Churchill or the Ark of the Covenant in Nazi style here, but just a bit more so you can actually harm infantry. There many times will just be firing and, well, nothing really happens. It needs a buff. End of story there. And then you get the rocket barrage. It's basically just a rocket barrage to munitions, expensive, does the job. I mean, overall in a sense there, I mean, it's, at the moment, if they buff the Flampanzer, this becomes a decent doctrine. At the moment, you're better off going for Scavenge, which sort of follows the line saying there you got sort of artillery strike, rocket barrage, light howitzer, you got something to do with infantry, the Austrian could also deal with armour. Currently, Austrian does it better overall. You get, Jaegers instead, so it's not quite so munitions intensive either. It actually gets some munitions cheap abilities like infiltration, grenade assault, and it has Feuersturm. And overall, at the moment, Scavenge is just better than Feuersturm. So if you've got Scavenge, I mean, unless you're really keen on hetzers or flamethrowers or recruit losses, and again, there'll be some who'll be trying to push recruit losses for every dime it's worth, it's going to be less effective. At the moment, I would wait with getting this one until they buff the Flampanzer at the very least, maybe also tweak the Flammenwerfer for 35. I mean, you can go for it, and I might have some use in larger team games, could sort of help teammates sort of help with resources, and again, it can sort of work in 1 versus 1s, but at the moment, it's sort of around the range of elite armor that is not very good. It doesn't really do a lot, and it's also one of those stocks that sort of make me feel like, Relic just doesn't quite know what to do with Oberkommando Vest. It just sort of feels a bit more slap dash without any sort of real specific focus or any sort of real play style, and it just doesn't quite have, the same level of utility as the American one, which is just, elite infantry, heavy tanks, infantry and armor corporation, smoke. It does everything. This one just does something. And even not very good at the moment. So, again, it's better than elite armor, partly because, it's better cost and it got completely useless abilities, but again, if the Flampanzer was just a bit better, it would be alright. But it's not. The Flampanzer not useless, but it's not very good either. It's a tricky thing there. So, really, again, I can't strongly recommend this. I'm having a very hard time recommending Feuersturm at the moment. I suggest you wait until it gets buffed, really. Again, Flampanzer. Then it'll probably be alright there. Again, if you really want it, get it. I'm not going to hold you back, but if you're on the edge, I'd say wait. So yeah, I think that really sort of covers here the propaganda review of the two new commanders. Hopefully this was educational, instructional, and hopefully giving you a bit of an idea there before purchasing them yourselves. So thank you all for joining in, and I hope to see you all another time. Bye!